I apologize if I'm a little wobbly. I've gotten used to the wider roads and a different vehicle of the American Truck Simulator. The Euro Truck feels a little different on the highway. Also, the lower speed limits make the physics a little different. 80 kph is only about 50 miles an hour, so we're going a little slower than we would on a US highway. I think we're going to run a little further before we pull that brake that I was talking about. I have 1,261 kilometers on my fuel, and my trip is 2,214. So we'll definitely be getting gas at least once along the way. Oop, accident up ahead. Trying to give them a little bit of room. I do have the YouTube chat up on my second monitor, so if anybody watches and says anything, I can see it over there. It is assuming this is even going out to anybody. Again, I don't see any viewers right at the moment. I did make this one public, so, and I'll rename it after the stream. It wouldn't let me rename it in the software when I was doing it for some reason. Hours before I need to take a break. Oh, somebody just joined us. Feel free to say hello so I know who's watching. Also, if you're listening or watching and you can verify that my audio is coming through, please let me know. I had some problems with it last night, and I don't know if it's coming through tonight. My settings look like they were good, so it should be. For those curious, this is a Volvo FH16 truck that I'm driving. I had a few small upgrades on it, mainly visual. So it's shiny black with a lot of chrome trim. The upgraded dash panel. We're in Hungary right now. We're going to head west from here through, I believe it's Austria, and then Switzerland and France. France is going to be a long haul, but speed limits are a little higher there. We're able to get up to about 90 kilometers per hour there, which is, oh, that would come out to about 60 miles an hour. Just shy of 60 miles an hour. Okay, I have a feeling audio is not coming through now because I'm not getting anybody commenting on anything. And I can't really fix it without pausing the game, and so. Oh, my first yawn warning. We've still got an hour and a half before we really need to stop. I'll probably pull one of the next stops so that the bulk of our next drive will be in the daylight. You get around, I think, 11 hours of drive time per day on the European side. I think it's closer to 14 on the American one. I'm assuming that's due to the different local regulations for truck drivers. Since people should have the same tolerances in both places. Oh, crud, that'll teach me to not pay attention. A little speeding fine there. The trip tonight is Szeged Hungary to Roscoff France, and I probably mispronounced both of those. I apologize to anybody watching who knows better. Alright, we're gonna have to take our next available rest break. Oh, dang it! AI slammed on his brakes and I went to go around him and got clipped. It was my fault, totally. Totally my fault. As you can see, I'm still learning some here, so. We'll wait for a truck stop along the highway so I don't have to go off into any towns for that rest break. And that'll put us back on the road mid-afternoon, which is kind of a bummer because that means a chunk of our next drive will be in the dark, which I generally try to avoid because the scenery's so nice, but that's the way it is. Sometimes that's how it ends up. Alright, we've got a rest stop up here. I won't be topping off fuel here, but I will take a long rest. Nice of them to let me in. That's very rare in this game that anybody does that. I'm just going to pop over to map view for a minute here and take a look at what it's doing. It's sending me up. Now to me that doesn't make sense. To me it makes more sense to stay right on this road, so that's what we're going to do. It's 2 less interchanges, and it eliminates that extra 2 border crossings as well. Not that those really matter with the open borders in the EU. I'm still pretty amazed at the visuals in this game. They're very, very good. The graphics quality is good. The scenery is nice. Very impressive. For some reason I can't fathom the highway has dropped to 50 kilometers per hour through here. Doesn't make much sense to me. Those corners weren't that sharp. And we weren't in a city, we were still on the freeway, or motorway, or speedway as I learned today it's sometimes called. I needed to be in that lane. Now I can move over once we get past this interchange. So our current estimated arrival is 19:35 on Saturday, and it doesn't have to be there till Sunday at 17:19. So we've got time for 2 more rests along the way, which is just what we're going to need on a 26-hour trip. So that's good. We are going to have to push well into the night to make it on time. Or early, which is my preference. Which means we're probably going to go through most of Austria and Switzerland in the dark, which is a little sad because the mountains are beautiful through there. But such as it is. I'm going to pull into this rest stop up ahead and pause the game for a moment just so I can check those audio settings and see if anybody has left any comments on either of the places that I'm advertised this, just in case something's not working. Because so far I have no confirmation that anybody can hear me which means I'm talking to myself, which is not the most uncommon thing for me to do, but... So we will just pause here for just a moment while I check some things. No comments there. No comments there. And no comments there. So we're going to assume that everything's working okay. My channel. I'm just going to YouTube on my laptop to look and see. Okay, so audio is coming through. That's verified. Good. All right, let's continue this journey. I don't know who all is watching. I see I have 2 viewers now. Feel free to say hello. Yeah, that was a little rough pulling in, but... Those are interesting overpasses. Whoa! Did you not see that directional? That's one thing I've noticed on the European side is the great disparity between speed limits, between what trucks are allowed and what cars are allowed. In my opinion, actually may create problems, at least from a game mechanics perspective, because you've got the trucks limited to, in this case, 80 kph, which is about 50 miles an hour, and the cars are allowed 110, 120 in some cases, which is between 70 and 80 miles an hour to us Americans. And with that, it doesn't give you a lot of time for things like lane changes to do them cleanly and safely. Obviously, in real life, human intelligence is going to, notice these differences and handle them better, but in the game, they just come rushing right up on you, even though your directional's on and you've started to move over. I'm moving over simply because there is going to be merging traffic potentially up here, and I'd rather be a little on the left. The other thing I've noticed, the AI vehicles have extremely good handling and brakes. They can stop on a dime, and they change lanes like they're on rails when they take corners. It's a little unrealistic that way, I guess, but they've still done a very good job overall. What city is this we're coming into? Wien, I'm gonna guess it's pronounced. Oh, come on, guys, the speed limit... There's no forgiveness on speed limits in this game. The fact that you just hit the sign and you're decelerating means nothing to them. To the law enforcement AI. And there's quite often no warning the speed's about to reduce on the European side. It just simply jumps from 80 to 50 like it just did, and you get tagged. And I think it's usually around 1,100 euro, which is Pretty stiff speeding fine. Oh, this is a roundabout. Which is another thing that they are good, but sometimes it's a little easier to manage just to have a standard intersection. Okay, I didn't realize, maybe that's why it had me going the other way when I rerouted earlier. Maybe that actually did keep me more on the freeway and not through town like this. So I might have made an error in judgment there. I love that about a lot of the European countries. When it goes from green to red, just like in the US, you have a yellow in between, but you also have it going the other way. So when it goes red to green, there's a yellow to let you know that it's time to, get ready to get moving. And you can start rolling on that yellow. I really, really like that. That would be something really nice for the US to adopt, and those other countries that don't, I guess. And it doesn't go yellow until the other side is already red, so it's not like that's creating a more dangerous situation. It's almost warning you that, hey, there may be people still finishing through the intersection. Alright, back up to 80. This time I'm going to try to pay better attention and not get those speeding tickets. So we're making our way west. I think we're out of Hungary now and into Austria. I didn't see the border, but I might have missed it. Oh yeah, it was where I stopped. I stopped at the border when I was checking the audio settings. It's nice how you get the bump on the bridge expansion joints like that too. That's a kind of cool and nice touch of detail that they add to the game. For those wondering what the truck looks like, when I get to a straightaway, I'll do an exterior view and you can get a good look at it. Alright, here we go. There's a drive-by. That's what our truck looks like. Yeah, I got a lot of hardware on the front of it there. Big bull bar. And a lot of horns. They got kind of a cool sound. You hear that sucker, you know something's coming. So we still have 7 hours of driving before our stop, so we're going to do a good chunk in the dark here coming up. Since it's already almost 8 p.m. Sun's going down. It goes down kind of late, and I've also... Something doesn't seem right about the position of the sun in this game to me. I feel like the sun is in the north when I'm in Europe, and it really shouldn't be. It should be south of me, but maybe I'm misinterpreting something. But if you look at the map, we're headed due west, and that sun is to the northwest, and that does not compute for somebody, to me anyway, somebody who knows maps and stuff pretty well. I mean, I realize in the summer it's more above, more northerly than in winter, but it should still be at this latitude, well to the south. Ah, yes, nice blinding sun glare. They should have a sunglasses option on this game where you can tap it and it mimics you having sunglasses on. That would be a kind of neat ad. You could take them off at night. Unless you wear your sunglasses at night like Corey Hart. And I just showed my age with that. Giving him a little bit of room. I was playing American Truck in Oregon earlier, running without a trailer between two locations. And I got rear-ended 3 times by AI cars. I'd be stopped at a stoplight, and the truck would jerk, and I'd look back and somebody would run into me. I don't know what the deal with that is. I don't know if it's a software issue or if they're just mimicking lazy, clumsy drivers. The other day I was in, I want to say it was California, and a guy passing on a solid line hit me head on a blind corner. There's nothing I could do. And it damaged the truck enough I had to get towed, which was a little frustrating. This is a kind of pretty area. Lins or lines, I don't know. I think it's still Austria. Maybe this is cutting us across southern Germany and not Sweden like I thought. No, Innsbruck is Sweden. I know we're going through Innsbruck. Almost 9 p.m., not quite dark yet. So this trip is basically across, pretty much across the width of the map. Ooh, nice mountains ahead. Starting to resolve. From Szeged to Roscoff is pretty much east to west, or west to east. No, east to west. The width of the map. Which is kind of cool. Nice long trip. I think it was 29 hours when we started. Drive time. We're down to 22 now. I am not the most exciting person to listen to, I realize. I should probably just shut up and drive. I do have to say the streaming video quality is very good though. I'm streaming at 1080p. And it seems to be very smooth. I watched the playback earlier of last night's. And I have the playback of this one up on my second monitor so I can see what's going on there. I do try to use my directional as much as possible in this thing. Thankfully they don't really enforce not using your directional. Oh, this is another national border. Let's see where we are now. We should be going into Switzerland. Yep, you can see there's an EU flag and a Swiss flag up top. Actually, that looked like a German flag up top there. Maybe we take a corner of Germany on the way across. I don't know my European flags that well, though. Maybe that was Swiss. I will admit that I'm not that up on all of them. Thank you, Amy Bird. I'm guessing you're from the Kitten Academy group, based on your avatar. It's probably not the most exciting video you've watched today, but thank you for joining me. Innsbruck, dead ahead. Let's pop the GPS out a little bit here. Yep. Yeah, so we are definitely in Germany, and we're going to exit to go south to get to Innsbruck. Because München, I believe, is Munich. If I have my German city translations right here. Alright, we gotta drop down to 40K for this. Seems so slow after just doing double that speed on the highway. But taking a corner like this is not something you want to take lightly with a trailer. A little top-down view for a moment there. Looks like we got road construction ahead, and that the left lane is closing. I think it's pretty cool how it simulates the events like the road construction. You see the people out there working, and same thing if there's an accident, you'll see the damaged vehicles and the police standing around, or if they've stopped somebody for speeding, you'll see the police standing there with the person on the side of the road, or with the vehicle. A little attention to detail like that makes a big difference in a simulator type game. Rather than just here's a highway, drive on it. Now we're in Switzerland. That was a Swiss flag. I knew that flag. Okay. So we're now heading south into Switzerland. And then we'll end up, I think we're going to go through some of the Swiss Alps. And I may do a stop for a rest shortly so that we can do some of that in daylight. Because I think it'll be a lot more fun if we can see those mountains as something other than just dark shadows around us. So at the next rest stop I will stop for the night, and that'll put us back on the road at dawn. Time moves very quickly in the game anyway. 10 hours of driving equates to about 40 or 45 minutes of real time. We'll hit a rest stop in about another 2 or 3 minutes. Alright, now we'll be able to see the pretty landscape. Don't need our headlights anymore. Oh, I probably should have topped off the fuel while I was there. I just noticed we were getting a little on the low side. Oh well, we'll stop at the next one and get fuel. So right now it estimates we're going to arrive at 3:47 in the morning. And we don't want to be there till the evening, so that's good. We'll do one more rest along the way somewhere. Here we go through a tunnel. Some huge tunnels in Switzerland and also in Italy. When I did Italy, there was a lot of tunnels. Italy also has a toll booth about every 20 feet, it feels like. France has a lot of toll booths too, as we'll see when we cross it. I guess it's probably easier to go through the mountains than around them or over them. Well, I can't imagine it would be. Just with as steep as they are, it's probably probably has less impact on the environment too. Smaller tunnel here. Oh, it's a triple tunnel. Maybe at least 3 tunnels. Interesting. And a 4th one. Wow. Oh, we're doing some climbing. We lost some speed. This truck's got a big engine, so if it loses speed climbing, you know it's a good hill. Oh, here's a toll booth. The ones with the green spinning things are the ones I have to use, so looks like at this one we'll all have them. Some of the toll plazas don't have them at all. All of the booths. €23. Oh, now we got a construction zone. .70 speed limit. For trucks, anyway. Long tunnel. Must be going right through the heart of that mountain. be keeping to the right up here to head towards Zurich and Bern. And then we get to cross France. That road that we're just going by to Milano to Italy looks like a really fun road, but I haven't had a reason to haul across it yet. Looks like it's got a lot of twisties going through the mountains. Now they upped the limit to 80 here, but because of these curves I'm going to keep it at 70. Not terribly comfortable with these curves. Alright, now we can kick it up, I guess, since it's divided. I'm going to pull off up here and top off the fuel because it's starting to get a little low. Oh, we have another viewer. Don't be shy, say hello. I just realized we haven't had any weather on this trip. No rain. Yeah, I know I'm straddling it. It's just a little too narrow for me to do it comfortably otherwise. 1,170 to go, and we have 1,749 worth of fuel left, approximately, so we should be good. We shouldn't need fuel the rest of the way. We will need one more rest stop. I'm going to try to push us into night for that if I can. 7 hours, yeah, about 8 p.m. That way at least the end of our journey will be at morning light. Another tunnel. That's the thing the AI cars do that annoys me. They just stand on their brakes for no reason sometimes. This time it's the left lane that's cut. Oh, and we have a speed reduction. Big time speed reduction. And I think we're getting a hailstorm outside. I just heard thunder and I hear some banging. So if for some reason power cuts, we will lose this feed, just so you all know. I'm waiting on my last battery backup to come in. Should be in next week. At which time we would be protected from that. Although I'd be sitting here in the dark, my screens would stay lit and the game would stay streaming. I would probably pause it though, just out of safety. And lots of tunnels. Okay, welcome to France. Which means we should see an increase in the speed limit up to 90 momentarily. Maybe. There we go. Boy, that sounds like some hard hail coming down. It's either hail or hard rain. Makes me glad I have a garage for the car. This might be the longest or second longest haul I've done with either of these games. It's a really long trip. I've been streaming for an hour. And we've probably got another half hour left before we're there. Maybe 40 minutes. Ooh, that's nice. I hadn't been down this highway before. Look at that. Right for that middle lane. I think this is a pick up a ticket booth, not an actual cash booth. Yep. At least this is a fairly light load, so I can get back up to speed pretty quickly. 9 tons. I've carried as much as I think about 25 tons or so with this on the Euro side. On the American side, my record is 165,000 pounds, so that's what, about 80 tons? US tons. Metric tons are heavier. This is 9, so times 2.2 would be about 20, so about 20,000, if my math is right, about 20, a little over 21,000 pounds. A metric ton is 1,000 kilograms, and a US ton is 2,000 pounds. And a pound, or kilogram, is roughly 2.2 pounds. So 9 times 2.2 would be about 20. So apparently this guy's decided that the 90 speed limit doesn't apply to him and we're going to race. And he can have fun with that because I'm not going to play that game. Except maybe going down this hill I'll catch him. What is he hauling? Air? He's... What do we... Used plastics we're hauling. To Lisette Logistics. Alright, I don't like this shadowing thing, so I'm going to actually kick us up 10k, risk a speed fine just to get out of his. There we go. The truck does have cruise control, so that makes it easier. And I can step it up and down in 5k steps. So once I'm up to speed, I usually just set that. I usually set it once I'm past about 40 kph. And then just manage my speed with that. That guy just sideswiped me. I didn't get fined for it, so they obviously decided it wasn't my fault this time. Probably because I was already in the lane, which I usually am when they do that, and I still get dinged. How's my damage looking? 5%. 5%'s nothing. Normal wear and tear is sometimes 2 or 3% on a trip like this. Hey, Volvo truck. Hauling Volvo parts. We're driving a Volvo truck. Got a little Mini Cooper passing us on the right or on the left here. Be nice if they pass and get it over with. How's our tired level doing? 3 hours, so we're gonna make it to about 8 o'clock at night. 7, well, probably around 7 is when we'll stop. So we'll start the next trip in the dark, pre-dawn light, or pre-dawn dark. And then we'll have to have daylight the rest of the trip. Some of these interchanges are amazing. This is exactly how an interchange should be done. If you're going to do a cloverleaf, that's the way to do it. Texas has managed to do very big interchanges without cloverleafs, and it took a little getting used to when I first moved here, but once I get used to them, it does make a lot of sense. You can maintain full speed the way the ramps are, or nearly full speed, from one highway to the other. A lot of over and under. Makes them very high in the air in some cases. I do tend to drive with the headlights on most of the time too. You need them for tunnels, and then when it starts getting dark or whatever, I just feel like the visibility for other people able to see me is better. There's no daytime running lights in this game, so which is a little bit of an oddity in this day and age. Even the cars don't have them. Not that the AI's smart enough to see you coming anyway, but makes me feel a little better. Let this one more get by me, and I'm going to do a lane change to pass these. Police vehicle. Gas truck, and that looks like a cement mixer. They're always going under the limit. Sometimes in the left lane, just to annoy you. Somebody's got a new mansion built there on the right. We just drove by. Stay in this lane to get by these trucks. Otherwise I risk getting boxed in by somebody. That's a nice trailer. Still got some lightning outside. The thunder and hail seem to have stopped. So that's its indicator that it's time to start thinking about a place to stop. But when I look, I still got an hour and 21 minutes left. So I'll probably go to the next feasible rest stop and do it there, which might be a little ways up. I'd rather do an on-highway rest stop than have to get off into one of these towns. As I said earlier, it's just easier. Kick the speed up 5K and get past these two trucks. You can really get away with 5K over on the highway anyway in this game, but I don't like risking it because sometimes when you go down a hill you pick up another 5 or so, and with my luck that's where they have a speed trap set up. Looks like there's one up ahead, stopping area. Ooh, construction or something. You see the little Little picture of the bed in my Navi thing there is turned red. That means it's time to get serious about it. When it hits 0, the vision starts fading. The screen starts slowly dimming from the edges out. So, we've still got 52 minutes, so we'll stop at that next rest stop. It'll be pushing it a little bit, but won't be too bad. You can see it up there, right before the toll booth. There's almost always a place to sleep at a toll booth. Toll plaza. Starting to give me the warnings now. Oh, there we go. We're almost there. And if there's not one at this, then I'll find one nearby. And I will get off the highway if I have to at that point. Although it looks like I'm going to be good to go. Fuel, so we'll just pull through to a parking area. Trucks this way. Where's the park? Oh, there we are. Okay, on the left. Some nice pull-through spots. And 8-hour rest. As Willie Nelson would say, we're on the road again. €185. It's a pretty high toll. It's going to be about, what, $300 US? Somewhere around 300. Somebody else just popped in watching. I don't know who it is. Feel free to say hello. I'll give you a shout out. I won't actually shout though. Ooh, we have 3 people watching now. This might be a record. Of course, it's only my second live stream. I'm sure there's a way for me to see who's viewing, but I don't know how yet, so if you say hello, I will know. Ica Bohawk, which is their IKEA version. I don't know what these trailers are. I keep seeing them. I can't figure out what they're hauling. This one I'm going by right now. Can't for the life of me figure out what would be inside that. Maybe sooner or later I'll get a job to haul one and find out. It's weird that there's those little windows on the back of it. I've seen a livestock trailer in Euro Truck Simulator, and that ain't it. One had some cows in it. I could see them when I passed it. Ooh. That's not good. Hey, more people. 5. That's a record. Oh, one just dropped down to 4. I'm probably not the most exciting YouTuber out there, but thanks for watching, Amy. Oh, you're going to watch this from your TV. Awesome. I didn't think this was exciting enough to be TV worthy, but who knows? I sit and watch things like this on the TV, but I didn't think most people did. In fact, I tested last night's on the TV after it was done streaming on a playback. And I gotta say, it looked pretty good on a 65-inch. So we have 4 hours left and 7 hours before any arrest, so we're good. So for those of you who are in the ETS or ATS community, I don't run ETS2 with any mods at all. So this is straight bone stock SCS, no mods. I don't think I have any DLC other than maps, or whatever came in the deluxe bundle or whatever it was when I bought it. So if there were mods in that, or not mods, DLC in that, and I have them. Another toll booth. For 89 euro to the French government. Thank you for letting me use your highways. And we're going to bear right toward Brest. And take the northern loop around Rennes. interesting looking water towers in France. Quite different than what we see over here. Still can't believe no weather. I gotta check the weather settings. I might have them turned off for Europe for some reason. My last 2 trips have had 0 rain, and that doesn't seem right to me. The one previous to this was even coastal, heavily coastal. In Sweden. And that's why I don't look around much. Truck drifts very easily. Alright, we're nearing our destination, people. Now they give a speed limit 80k here, but as you can see, I got to turn right up here, so I'm going to keep it at 50. Otherwise, it's just a lot of accelerating and braking that's not necessary. Clear that way, one more look that way, and go. I'm pretty sure that sign says that they use radar to enforce the speed. I don't read French though, so might not say that. Or I don't read it well enough. Very little, tiny bit of French. 6 months when I was in 8th grade. A long time ago. I think the Eco or Echo stations are a take on Esso. The logo looks similar. We are at the docks. You can take that ferry over to England. I've done that a couple times with La Halls. It's a little interesting to drive a vehicle designed for a left drive vehicle in England is interesting because you're literally sitting in the gutter. But I've done a couple of runs up into England. It's in the UK, other parts of the UK. It's fun. I think you can go as far north as Aberdeen. Has England, Scotland, and Wales. There's no Irish representation. And we are at Lisette Logistics. That is the end of our trip. We'll park the truck over there. Always nervous doing this because I'm used to the US trucks that have the big long nose. Oh yeah, here we go. And stop. Unhook. And that is the end of our trip. I thank everybody for watching. And I will post the next time I'm going to do this. I don't know when that'll be at this point. Thanks again for watching, everybody.